Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, the 10th of November 2023, Friday, and the 31st week in ordinary time of the church's calendar. The Holy Mother Church celebrates the memorial of Pope St. Leo the Great. Pope St. Leo was a pope and a doctor of the church. Our first reading this morning is taken from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans, chapter 15, verse 14 to 21. Our gospel reading is taken from the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 16, verse 1 to 8. Dear friends, St. Paul tells us in the first reading, I myself am satisfied about my brethren, that you yourselves are full of goodness, filled with all knowledge, and able to instruct one another. But on the same point, I have written to you very boldly by way of reminder. Compare Romans chapter 15, verse 14 to 15. Here Paul is not communicating new knowledge to the Romans, but bringing into active and decisive use the knowledge which the Christians in Rome already know. Like the Christians in Rome, what we need is not so much new truths, but the need to put into practice what we already know. It is not a matter of not learning something new. We have light enough to walk by it, or we have light enough to walk by if we use the light that we have already. In today's gospel, we have the parable of the dishonest steward. Is it the case that Jesus supports or encourages dishonesty? No, far from it. It is not about a lesson to be dishonest, but rather one in shrewdness. Someone needs to be shrewd in his area of life, and to these effects, every Christian is expected to understand what spiritual shrewdness is. The dishonest steward teaches us the act of using what we have to get the good things we need. We must be shrewd in spiritual matters as worldly people are shrewd in temporal matters. We must show as much foresight, ingenuity, and studiousness in the sphere of salvation of our souls. As the children of this world in their material welfare, when the crisis hits us, do we turn to God and work out what to do? Or do we let crisis ruin our lives? Like the dishonest steward, we must make the best out of every situation we find ourselves. All things work together for good for those who love God. Compare Romans chapter 8, verse 28. We celebrate the memorial of Pope St. Leo the Great today. He was born in Turkestan and became Pope in the year 440. He persuaded Emperor Valentinian to recognize the primacy of the Pope of Rome in an edict in 445. The doctrine of the Incarnation was confirmed by him in a letter to the Patriarch of the Constantinople, who had already condemned it. At the Council of Chalcedon, this same letter was confirmed as the expression of Catholic faith concerning the person of Christ. He constantly strove to preserve the integrity of the faith, defended the unity of the Church, repelled the incohesions of the barbarians, and in very truth, he is called the Great. He died in the year 461, leaving behind many letters and writings of great historical value. Through the intercession of Pope St. Leo the Great, may God grant us the grace to use our resources to build virtue, increase holiness, build a lasting identity as God's true children, through Christ our Lord. May Jesus continue to be Jesus for us, through Christ our Lord. Remain your brother, Father Desmond Chigozie Uzo from DCTV.